Florida is a state in the southeast of the United States. The #1 city in Florida is Miami. Miami has a small population, with only around 400,000 people living here. But it is a great place to visit, and lots of tourists come here every year. They enjoy visiting the city's cool neighborhoods and awesome buildings. They love the local landscape, too. Miami is beside the ocean, so you don't have to travel very far to find a great beach. And there is one beach in Miami that visitors mustn't miss: South Beach. South Beach is an area between Miami's Biscayne Bay and the Atlantic Ocean. It's a fantastic location where people can enjoy sunbathing, swimming, or just walking beside the sea. Sporty visitors like playing soccer or volleyball. But South Beach isn't just a beach. People who don't like spending all of their time relaxing by the sea can visit 10th Street. It's full of great restaurants, stores, and hotels. Miami is also famous for sport. Anybody that loves sport has to visit the American Airlines Arena. Miami Heat, one of the most famous basketball teams in the United States, play here. The Sun Life Stadium is the home of the Miami Dolphins. They're a professional American football team, and they play in the NFL. Before you go, there is one last place you must visit: Coconut Grove. This is a quiet, fashionable area of Miami with lots of cafes and restaurants. Some of the best restaurants here sell Cuban food. And there are lots of cafes selling sandwiches and cakes. There are plenty of small shops and boutiques, too. They sell all kinds of clothes and jewelry. Miami is an incredible city. From sun, sea, and sand, to sports stars and boutique stores, it's got something for everyone. Miami has a small population, with only around 400,000 people living here. And there is one beach in Miami that visitors mustn't miss: South Beach. Miami Heat, one of the most famous basketball teams in the United States, play here.
I like to go to the river in my town. There's this great bike path there that my friends and I like to ride our bikes on, or we'll walk our dogs, or we'll go running on the bike path there. And then on the weekends, we like to go to the movies and see the next big movie that's just come out.
Usually I like to go to the park with my friends, play some basketball, relax, just talk, have some fun. And usually we just stay there for a little bit, and then maybe we walk around town, maybe go to a coffee shop, and then just talk there.
My friends and I like to go to the park that's near my house. It's really big and has lots of beautiful trees and flowers. And we like to hang out there and have a picnic. And sometimes we like to bring a soccer ball and play games in the park.
On the weekends, me and my friends go to the park. Someone brings a soccer ball. We play for about half an hour, then go back to someone's house, watch a movie maybe, and then just relax.
My parents make me take out the trash, and they make me sort the recycling, the plastic from the cardboard. And they'll also tell me to put away the dishes, which I don't really like doing, but I have to do it. And my dad makes me vacuum all of the carpets in our house and also sometimes rake the leaves. But I don't like doing that either.
I do my laundry, which is my favorite because it's very easy. I do the dishes, which is also very easy. That I just put everything in and press a button. And then I make my bed every morning.
Well, my mom likes me to clean my room, which is hard because I have a lot of homework and I like to hang out with my friends. And sometimes it's just easier to throw my clothes on the floor. But my mom always tells me to clean my room, so I try to when I can.
I have to keep my room clean, make my bed in the morning, feed the dog, let him out, empty the dishwasher, and I don't have to take out the trash. That's my brother's job.
This is Blair Feldman. She's 15 years old, and she lives in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, in the United States.
Well, now I feel bad.
Today is Saturday, so Blair is enjoying a day at home.
He was like, oh, I want you to like stay after.
It's 10 o'clock, and she's in her room, and she's chatting with her best friend online. It's not a school day today, but Blair's doing some homework. She has an English exam next week, and she won't pass if she doesn't study. This morning, she's writing out vocabulary and checking it on the internet. It's now 12 o'clock, and Blair is taking a break from her homework to have some lunch. She's going to meet some of her friends later on, so she's texting them to arrange everything. They're all going to meet at Blair's house and hang out. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And Blair and her mom are walking Sophie, the family dog. Blair likes to relax in the afternoon. At the moment, she's listening to some music in the backyard. It's now 5 o'clock, and Blair is traveling to her dance class in town. She isn't going to dance this evening because she's taking part in a competition next week, and she doesn't want to injure herself. But she still needs to practice, so she's doing stretching exercises and some small dance moves at the bar. She wants to practice, so she'll be ready for the competition.
Yeah, first period. First period, the girl just had a seizure.
Very hard to practice without armor lesson.
It's now 8 o'clock in the evening, and Blair is back at home.
I mean, she went out for lunch with Sam.
Yeah. And it's 'cause like
She's hanging out with her classmates. They're talking about everything.
But like once I saw him like then I was like
They talk about what they did last week and what they'll do next week. They're all really good friends, and it's a great way to end Saturday.
Maybe it was like lights.
when they were right there like ready to go get the nurse. Yeah, it was 'cause of like that.
This is Blair Feldman. She's 15 years old. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And Blair and her mom are walking Sophie, the family dog. It's now 5 o'clock, and Blair is traveling to her dance class in town.
I want to be a doctor because I'm really good at biology, and I also love chemistry, and I'm not afraid of needles. I like working with people, and I think in the future I want to go to Africa and help out with some of the sick kids there.
When I get older, I would love to be a pilot. It's a great job. You would get to see all these beautiful places around the world. You get to be paid for it, which is very cool. And you would also be able to just go to places that you would never be able to see before without becoming a pilot.
I think I would like to be a teacher. I love to help others, and I like the classes that I take at school. And I think it would be fun to work with kids or to work in a school around the world and teach English as a second language. I think I would like to be a teacher.
I would like to be a professional soccer player. You get to spend time with your teammates, travel the world, have fun, and since I love soccer, I feel like it'd be a perfect fit.
In 50 years, we'll all still have to go to school, unfortunately, but we will go to school for our jobs starting in 2nd grade. So we won't have to take math or science if we're going to be a writer, and if we're not good at writing, we'll just take biology. And everyone will have a smartphone instead of a computer because we'll be able to do everything on our smartphones. Instead of flying on planes from here to China, we'll fly from here to Mars or to the moon.
50 years, I believe that pollution will be a very big problem. People will be wearing a lot of masks because they will be sick if they don't. And because there won't be as much gas left, people will be using bikes or other forms of transportation to get around. And kids won't be going to school as much because they have all of the technology at home, so it's easier for them.
I think the world in 50 years will be very different. I think it will be very fun. I think instead of books, we're all going to read things on the internet. And maybe we'll take all of our classes online. Maybe our teachers will be robots. And I think instead of driving, we're all going to have flying cars. And we'll all travel around in mini airplanes and be able to get anywhere we want in the world very quickly. I think the world in 50 years will be very fun.
Believe it or not, in 50 years, we're not going to have cell phones. We're just going to be able to read people's minds. And we're also going to be able to think of a place and be there without walking or taking a car.
Have you ever been to New Zealand? It's one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. Over 2 million people come here every year. They come for the beautiful scenery, the relaxed atmosphere, and to experience some of the world's most exciting adventure sports. This is Queenstown, on New Zealand's South Island. It's a small town by Lake Wakatipu, surrounded by mountains. A long time ago, it was a small and peaceful farming village. But those days have gone. For over 20 years, it has been the country's adventure sports capital. Thanks to thrilling rides like the Shotover Jet and the Kawara Bridge bungee jump. This was the first commercial bungee jump in the world. It has been a huge success for almost 30 years, and it has turned Queenstown into a major tourist destination. Today, visitors to Queenstown can do all kinds of adventure sports, as well as jet boating and bungee jumping. They can go skydiving or even parasailing. But not all visitors to New Zealand want to jump off a bridge or out of a plane. Tourists looking for something a bit more relaxed should travel 1,600 kilometers north to Auckland. Auckland is at the northern tip of New Zealand's North Island. It is between the Tasman Sea and the Hauraki Gulf, so it has always been the perfect place for sailing. In fact, Auckland is known as the City of Sails. It has more boats per person than any other city in the world, with around 135,000 yachts and motorboats in the city's many marinas. Auckland has already hosted the most famous yacht race in the world, the America's Cup, twice. On the first occasion, the New Zealand team won. The city is proud of this sailing tradition. Today, tourists can hire the Team New Zealand yacht, worth millions of dollars. They can sail the yacht around the harbor, or sail it towards the ocean to see whales and dolphins. Many international visitors come to New Zealand for its adventure sports. Have you visited yet? Over 2 million people come here every year. This is Queenstown, on New Zealand's South Island. It is between the Tasman Sea and the Hauraki Gulf, so it has always been the perfect place for sailing. In fact, Auckland is known as the City of Sails.
I have a few memorable experiences. So I've eaten octopus before, and octopus has a weird texture. It's chewy and squishy in your mouth, and when I ate it, it was really spicy. I've also been free rappelling down a mountain before, which was very scary at first. And then once I got used to the feeling, it was so much fun. And I've also traveled to Prague, which is a beautiful city that wasn't destroyed in World War II during the bombings. So all of the architecture is original, and there's a great river that runs through the city, and it comes alive in the springtime.
One of my most memorable experiences was when I was in New Orleans and I tried turtle soup. It was not very good, but I tried it anyways. And another great experience was when I was river rafting in the Delaware River. I got very wet, but it was very fun, and I saw many great things.
Oh, well, what happened was I went to this restaurant with my family, and I got up to use the bathroom, and I opened the door, and I see that this really famous actress, Meryl Streep, is standing there washing her hands. And she's been in all of my favorite movies, and I knew I had to say something. So I went over, and I said, "Hi, I don't mean to bother you, but I love all of your movies." And she was so nice about everything. She said, "Thank you so much," and was so cool. And that's how I met her. That it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, a couple summers ago, I went to Costa Rica, and I went bungee jumping off of a 285-foot bridge. It was the scariest moment of my life, but I also loved it.
I go online all the time. In school, I use the internet for research for papers that I'm writing, and at home,